These are always recorded. I just clicked the record button just to be triple safe right now. It's going to be recorded. Give me a couple hours after this just to download it from Zoom, upload it to YouTube, and then I'll shoot it to all you guys in an email after the fact. So you're going to get the recording after this. Don't worry if you're like, wait, what did she say about this? You're going to get the whole recording. So you're all good to go. I'll make sure to get that out to you guys. And I believe that is it. So for the advanced training, if you are new to advanced trainings, you guys know that these are advanced, okay? So if you have not done your onboarding call yet with Natalie or Nick, if you haven't set up your profile questions, if you haven't set up your headshots or your logos, if you haven't generated a couple pieces of content and just kind of played around with the editor, this might feel like a lot. That's okay though. You're still going to learn a lot today. Just make sure that the next time you log into your RealEstateContent.ai account, there's a little red button just right at the bottom left-hand corner that says join live training. Make sure you click into that, go into the level 1 onboarding, sign yourself up for an onboarding time. That way Natalie and Nick can get you all set up with your, set up your whole account for you. So your profile details, your headshots, your logos, your colors, all that good stuff. And then that way, when you do rewatch back this advanced training, you're not like, what the heck is going on? You're going to be really set up for success. So I believe that is it. I did want to mention, I have a little bit of a cold today. So if I have to stop just to clear my throat, just please bear with me. It's like the tail end of it, but it's that coffee kind of finishing off last few days. So I might just have to stop a couple times just to clear my throat, trying to get rid of it before Christmas. Okay, I think that's it. We're good. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to jump right into it. Beautiful. Okay, cool. And I'm going to move this out of the way. Fantastic. Can everyone see my screen okay? Perfect. Okay, I'm seeing a nod from Mary Ellen. I think we are good. Okay, awesome. Cool, cool, cool. All righty, my friends. Okay, so you've logged into your RealEstateContent.ai account and you are ready to generate content. Okay, so you've set up your profile, you've integrated your socials. You are, is requesting to record to their computer. Sure. You're all good to start generating, okay? You're going to click into the content calendar view so that your content calendar looks like this. Depending on whether or not you have generated content yet or not, you might have some content in your calendar. It might be completely clear. I went ahead, I generated some content for us to play around with, but we're going to walk through the steps of generating content and just some kind of tips and tricks for editing and scheduling and all that good stuff. So when you log in, your topic bar up here is going to be clear. So it's going to ask you, what would you like your content to focus on this week? This is where you are going to put in a topic that you want the content to generate, or you want the AI to generate content about, okay? So here you can type in whatever you would like. If it's like location specific, real estate specific, whatever sorts of conversations you're having with your clients the most, you're going to type that into the topic section here. Now, if you can't think of anything, you can totally go ahead and click suggest topic just right here on the left side. And it's going to give you a bunch of different topic ideas that you can choose from, okay? So what this is doing is this is taking that persona that you have filled in. So when you had your onboarding call with Natalie or Nick, you went through, you filled out a persona with your niche, what areas you service, all that good stuff. So it's going to give you a bunch of different topic ideas. Now, these topic ideas, my persona is set in Austin. So it's going through, it's giving me how to choose the right school district for your family in Austin, the steps to take before making your first offer on a home, a simple guide to understanding your mortgage options in Austin. So it's taking everything you filled out in your profile questions and it's giving you some topic ideas to choose from. They are going to be very professional, very real estate, okay? So you've got tons of different options that you can choose from here. You can clear your topics. You can suggest more topics. My biggest suggestion for here is to try to just challenge yourself to at least once a week, type in your own topic in here. It doesn't have to be perfectly written. It doesn't have to be grammatically correct. You can just type out quite literally anything that AI is going to understand. The reason being is that, yes, you do want to post real estate related content. Of course you do. but you also want to be a local thought leader. And you guys know better than anyone else what types of conversations you're having with your clients. And most of the time, it's not super real estate heavy. Most of the time, it's things like, why are young professionals moving to Austin, Texas? Why Austin, Texas is a great place for dog owners or young families or active people because it's got that trail right in the middle of downtown. It's got tons of hikes. Why are people who really love water sports moving to X place? Like, the types of clients that you're dealing with and why they are choosing to move to your location, or maybe they're choosing to leave your location. The kinds of conversations that you're having every single day, and you're going to know that better than AI will. You want your content that you post to be real estate related, of course, but you also want to sprinkle in some local thought leader stuff. So, why this place is the most well-known for local coffee roasters. Here's some ideas of coffee shops that you could check out in the area, stuff like that. So what I did was I just wrote in young professionals.
Hello?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and mute there. Perfect. Okay. Why young professionals are moving to Austin. Perfect. And as you can see, I didn't type anything in perfectly. There's no capitals, there's no whatever. Even if you make a spelling mistake, it's okay. AI knows what you're talking about. You don't have to have a full flushed out paragraph long thing. It can just be a quick little sentence. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to click generate. Okay. So here you're going to get a calendar where you can choose to generate up to 7 days worth of content at a time. And that's not to say that you can only generate 7 days of content and schedule it, and that's it. You can actually schedule up to 2 months in advance. So I can go ahead into January if I want to start scheduling for January. It's just that we want you to choose 7 days to talk about this topic right here, why young professionals are moving to Austin. Okay. AI is going to spit out a ton of different varieties of posts about that topic, but you can really only talk about that so much until it starts to sound repetitive, okay? And what we found was that a lot of the time agents will just go, okay, fantastic, let's do 31 days of that. You do not want to post 31 days of why young professionals are moving to Austin, okay? So 7 days is the max. What I would suggest here is instead of doing 7 days in a row like this, okay, try to split your 7 days up. So I like to do, for an example, 7 Wednesdays. So that way you're talking about why young professionals are moving to Austin. You're hitting the young professional target market every Wednesday for the next 7 weeks, but it's not like you're talking about it for 7 days straight. To make it even better, you could even do every other Wednesday like this and just really kind of spread things apart. So that's what you want to keep in mind. You don't want to do 7 days straight. You definitely don't want to regenerate the same topic over and over and over again for 30 days straight. So 7 days, do your generations, pick another topic, do another different 7 days. Okay. The next thing you can choose is what type of content do you want to create, okay? So in here, you can choose to generate a carousel post, static post, or reel, okay? Carousels are kind of packages of different slides that your viewer is going to scroll and swipe through. They're educational kind of swipe through style posts. So they're going to click into it. They're going to go slide by slide to learn something new. They're usually around 8 slides long. Really, it's a really, really good way to put out like an informational style post, okay? Static is going to just be just one image with a hook on it. So it's going to say something like, are you a young professional? Here's why you should move to Austin. Read the caption below. It's just going to be one image with a nice hook. It's going to draw the reader into reading your caption. Or a reel. So a reel is going to be an aesthetic style B-roll video. So I'm going to show you guys an example of that on one of our users' posts. So it's going to be an aesthetic style B-roll video. So what it is it's just a video kind of like this, craving the tastiest spots in Toronto. So it loops. It's a short looping video. like this. It's usually around 5 to 7 seconds long. And as it loops around, as your reader is reading your caption that accompanies it, this is going to keep looping. And every time it loops through that 5 to 7 seconds, it counts as a view. Okay. So you can choose to do one of those if you want to sprinkle in a video. Now, there's other ways to do videos as well. We're going to get into how to turn your carousels into slideshows and all that good stuff. But this is just a quick way for you. If you know, okay, I want to generate a bunch of reels for every Wednesday, you can go ahead and do that before you generate. Everything that you generate, let's say you choose a carousel right now, and then you decide, oh, you know what, I generated this Instagram post that is a carousel, but I changed my mind. I actually would rather it be a reel. You can always change that after the fact. Everything is completely editable, completely customizable after the fact. This just makes your life a little bit easier for if you do have a specific type of post in mind, you can choose it right off the bat before you get into the generation process. Then you can choose which persona you would like the generation to reference. So if you have multiple personas, most people are more likely than not only going to have one, but let's say you do have multiples, you set those up when you were on your call with Natalie and Nick, you can go ahead and choose if you want it to use one of your other personas. So let's say I'm a real estate coach and I want to talk about why young professionals are moving to Austin from a real estate coach point of view, I can go ahead and choose my persona for that. Or let's say I have a persona for agent and team recruitment. So this time I'm not actually looking for clients, but I'm looking to recruit to my team. Then I can choose my persona that's centered around agent and team recruitment. And it's going to take that topic here and it's going to give it a spin on agent and team recruitment, not as a buyer, seller, client. I'm going to leave it at my default persona. Most people are going to use their default persona most of the time. And then you are going to choose which platforms you would like to schedule posts for or generate posts for. So here we've got Instagram, Facebook, X/Twitter, LinkedIn, and a blog. So things to keep in mind here are that you can select as many as you'd like. Make sure, obviously, that you are connected to the ones that you want to schedule to post directly to. And then for your blog specifically, you can generate blogs on your content calendar. The blogs will connect to anybody who is using a Go High Level account. So if you are not using Go High Level, we don't have the integration for it quite yet. So if you're on Squarespace, or WordPress, or any of the other ones, we do have a list of those that we plan to integrate into the future. It's just for now, Go High Level happened to be the one that we had the most requests for. So we launched with the integration for that. But that being said, if you do want to generate blogs, you can totally select a blog. It's going to generate a nice SEO optimized blog for you. All you do is you just click copy the blog. It's going to totally copy, and then you can paste it into whichever blog hosting or website hosting platform you're using if you are a blogger. If you're not blogging, that's not a part of your strategy. Don't even worry about it. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter/X, and LinkedIn. TikTok is not in here quite yet. It's something that we're looking into. TikTok performs really, really well with like talking face personal videos. It doesn't perform quite as well with more kind of like aesthetic B-roll informational style videos. So we haven't put TikTok in here quite yet. It's something that we're looking into. I'll show you guys how you can upload your own videos to schedule to TikTok, or how you can repurpose one of the reels to schedule to TikTok, but it's not going to be in your generation flow. So just keep that in mind. So you can go ahead, you can select the platforms that you want to generate content for, and then you can go ahead and click into generate content. Now, what I did before we hopped on this call was I actually went ahead and I generated some content for us just so we could play around with it together. So once your content is generated, it's going to look a little bit something like this. So as you guys can see, it's all color coded. Each different tile is a different post for that day. Okay, so for the 11th, I've got 4 posts here. The pink is Instagram. You can see the little logo just right at the bottom left-hand corner. Blue is Facebook. Teal is LinkedIn. And this gray/black is X, Twitter. So at a glance, you know that these are all different platforms. They're all different posts. You're also going to see that all of the posts land as unscheduled, okay? So nothing is ever going to publish without you scheduling it first. You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I didn't get a chance to take a look at that, or I don't know what's going out. It's always going to land as unscheduled, and then you are going to go in and you're going to schedule it, okay? So when you want to go in and you want to review the post that was generated, you're just going to go ahead, you're going to click into it just like this, and you're going to see your post at a glance. So as you can see right up here, you're going to see the platform. This is an Instagram post. You're going to see the status, it's unscheduled, and the date and the time that it has been created for. But of course, if you want to change the date and the time, you just simply click into that, go ahead, change it to whatever date and time that you would like. You can scroll down, you can take a look at the caption. So just give it a quick glance, make sure it's up to par, make sure it sounds like you're good. Okay, cool. You've got all the stuff that you wanted in there and you're happy with it. As you scroll down, you're going to see, so we've got our Instagram post, we've got our Facebook post here, we've got our LinkedIn post, and we've got our Twitter/X post. So you're going to see that every post that's generated, each caption and each post is optimized for each individual platform. So your Instagram is going to be a little more conversational, more emoji heavy. So you can see here, it's got the little cowboy emoji in there. Little shorter, whereas your Facebook is going to be a little bit longer, more informational. Your LinkedIn is going to be a little more professional sounding. And then your Twitter/X is going to be shorter. Obviously, it's a tweet. You're going to see that it has 4 images just because Twitter allows for up to 4 images. They obviously also have a character limit, so it's going to be a little bit shorter. And then your Facebook is always going to land, if you choose carousel, your Facebook is always going to land as a static image like this. The reason being is because Facebook, when you do post multiple photos like this, it posts like a photo dump, like a photo album dump. It doesn't actually post as a swipe through carousel style post. So we were finding that they actually looked not so great when they were posted. So for that reason, your Facebook is always going to default to a static image. Again, you can go ahead and add additional slides if you want to. You can change it to a reel if you want to, all that good stuff. But we just, right off the bat, we made it so that it doesn't turn it into a carousel like this, just so it doesn't get super stuffy and just it doesn't look great on your Facebook. If you've seen what a photo dump looks like on your Facebook, it's not very pretty. So you're always going to see one image there. Now, the first thing you're going to do, again, you're going to take a look at your caption. Let's say you want to make a change to it. You can go ahead, you can click into edit caption, and you can change any aspect of the caption that you want. You can completely remove things. You can add, remove an emoji. You can totally rewrite it if you want. It's entirely up to you. You can go ahead and tweak the caption. So if you just want to make some quick changes, you can go ahead into edit caption. You can also regenerate your caption. So let's say you take a look at this and you say, okay, actually, you know what? I had something else in mind. I actually wanted to completely regenerate that caption from scratch. And I want these slides to go ahead and regenerate with them. As you can see, each of the slides matches what you're talking about in your caption. So as your reader goes through, they're swiping through and they're learning something new on each individual slide. So let's say you want to regenerate the caption altogether. You can click into regenerate caption and then you can choose, do you want to make it shorter? Do you want to make it more personal? Do you want to make it less personal? Or do you want to ask the AI to do something specific or special? So let's say you want to avoid certain emojis, or you want it to have more of a focus on something or less of a focus on something, or avoid this word, for an example. You can go ahead, you can ask it exactly what you want it to do, and it'll go ahead and regenerate that caption for you along with the slides so that everything matches up. So once you're happy with the caption, if you're happy with the post itself, so you've set up your headshots, your contact info, your colors. If you take a look at this and you're like, okay, fantastic. You know what? This doesn't even need any design changes. I'm actually super happy with this. You can go ahead and you can click into schedule and approve. And what that's going to do is that's going to change your, there's a zoom. That's going to change your unscheduled post. So no longer unscheduled. Now it's scheduled. You can even see when I exit out of here, now this has changed to scheduled, and it's going to go out on this day and this time. It's now locked in. Okay. So you're good to go. But let's say you do want to make some changes to it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to unschedule it. Let's say you do want to make some changes to it. You want to make some changes to the design right here. Okay. We're going to ignore these features on the right side for now. I'm going to come back to them at the end, but we're going to head into the editor so that I can show you how you can change every aspect of this post. So everything is completely editable. You can change the colors, you can change the font, you can change your headshots, your logos, you can change the background image. Absolutely everything is editable. So you're going to click into edit design and it's going to take you to the editor. So this is what the editor looks like. This is going to open up your post for you just like this. And you can kind of click through each individual slide, and make any changes you would like to make. So first off, just give it a quick once over. Let's say you want to remove slides. You can very easily go ahead, click this little trash can button right here, remove a slide altogether, and it's going to remove it out of your carousel post. You can also rearrange slides just by folding them and moving them to a different location within your carousel style post. When you are taking a look at it, you can also make changes to the copy. So if you're taking a quick look at the slide copy and you're like, oh, you know what? I actually would have ended this with a different call to action at the end. So want Austin to be your next stop. Are you ready to make your move to Austin? Share your thoughts below. Maybe you're like, no, you know what? I want this to say, contact me today instead of share your thoughts below. Contact me today. Perfect. And now you've made that copy change. Super easy. You just simply click into the text box. You can make any copy changes that you'd like. If you want to change the template altogether, so what AI is going to do is it's going to take one of our magic templates and it's going to put that onto your generated post. Now, at any given point, if you're like, you know what, I actually kind of want to change this template, I want it to be something different, you can go ahead and you can click through the different templates and you can choose any other template that you would like. So there are tons of templates to choose from here. We recently, with the new launch of the editor, so if you guys have been on the calls for the past few weeks, you know that we recently launched the new editor. We have a ton of new templates to choose from, lots of really cool, really professional looking templates. We no longer have the big bubbly overlays that cover the whole image. We've got tons of different options to choose from. So as you scroll through, you can kind of see your different options. And the cool thing about this is that if you have your color palette, so my colors were an orange and a green, you can actually open up quick controls right up here. And you can see just quick color controls that you can kind of click through. So it's going to take your two main colors in your branding. So mine are the orange and the green. It's going to add black and white. Every template has some nice black and white put in there just to keep it nice and professional. And you can kind of click through and add your color palette to all of the templates. So as you're scrolling through, now you can see that my color palette has been added and I can really get a visual for what that's going to look like if I choose one of these other templates. So awesome, cool. Okay, we've got that green, we've got that orange, we've got tons of different variety going on over here, tons to choose from. You can also just continue clicking through the different options just to see what that will look like, play around with it, and choose a different template. Now, not only can you choose a different template, you can also move every element on these posts. So let's say you want to move things around, you can simply drag and drop it to a different location. You can move your logo, you can play with the shapes, all that good stuff. Absolutely everything is editable. Even if you have a specific font you would like to add to all of those templates, just at a quick glance, you can go ahead and choose the font right here, add it, and it's going to apply to all of your templates, okay? So let's say we found a template that we really love. Let me find one up here. Let's go back here. Okay, we found a template that we really love. We want to go ahead and use this. The next thing you can do is you can customize the image. So the images that you see in the background, you can obviously choose whatever you would like it to be. Within the image folder, so in here, we actually have a library. I think we're up to 13,000 images in here now. We have a library of 13,000 images that you can scroll through and choose from. So in here, you've got everything from exteriors, interiors, you've got more kind of brighter, more kind of like minimalistic whites, that kind of vibe. We've got darker, more moodier vibes. We've got people in here. We've got paperwork in here, warmer climates, colder climates, like you name it. There are a ton of different images to choose from as you kind of scroll through here. You can also use the search filter as well to kind of search through, find images that really kind of fit your the location that you live in, or also just the kind of aesthetic that you have on the social media post that you're putting out. So let's say kind of as you're scrolling through, you find, okay, I really like the way that this kitchen looks. You can go ahead and you can click into it. And what that's going to do is it's going to add it like this. And you can go ahead and click up here to set this as the background, okay? The other thing you can do is you can click into these three dots, go down and click set as background, and it's going to go ahead and add that as your background. And it's entirely up to you how you guys want to do this. So you can change each individual slide if you want. So sometimes people like to have each individual slide be something different, or you can have it all be the same, entirely up to you. The way that we've set up the image library is that we've tried to group kind of like-minded images. So let's say if you're in a climate that looks like this and you want each of your background images to be different, but still cohesive and still match each other, you can very easily go ahead and click into the slide you want to change. Go ahead, click here, go set as background. Now you've got a different background. Click into here. Let's choose a different one. Let's choose up here. Go ahead, set as background. And now you can have a different, just go ahead and mute. Perfect. And you can go ahead and have a different image in the background of each individual slide. So you can really kind of give it some more, just some more visual interest. One of the things that you can do in here as well, so as you kind of go through, you're going to see these little hearts on the top left-hand corner of every image, okay? See that little gray heart? As you're going through and you're finding areas that, or photos that you really like, okay, that resonate with you, maybe they're really white and bright, airy kitchens and modern living spaces. And you're scrolling through, or maybe you've got some nice concrete jungle photos that really kind of fit where you service. You can go ahead, you can click this little heart, okay? Just like that, it's going to turn the heart red. And what that does is that favorites any of your favorite images. So when you click up here into your folders, you're going to see that every single account comes with a favorites folder already created, okay? So as you go ahead and like images, it's immediately going to file that folder into your favorites folder, okay? And then that way, when you're editing posts in the future, you can find all of your favorite images just really, really quickly at a glance. You don't have to go through the entire library. You don't have to search for anything. You've already kind of curated your favorite images so that they're easy to pull. The reason why this favorites folder and really any folder in here is important is because I'm going to show you guys at the end how you can tell the AI to only choose from your favorites folder when you're generating. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I love this look right here, this kind of, bright, modern, minimalistic look, you go ahead, you like all the images that look like that. You can actually, upon generation in the advanced settings, tell the AI, okay, I want you to only choose from this folder when you're generating my posts. So now I've got my color set up. I've got my contact info, my headshot, my logo, all that good stuff. Now for the background images, I want you to only choose from these photos. Don't find an image that you think is a good fit. I'm going to tell you what images I like the best and that suit my taste the best. And that's how you can do that just really quickly with a little heart. The other thing you can do is you can create your own folders as well. So let's say you have a specific folder for interiors or exteriors, or a specific folder called kitchen, for an example. You can go ahead, you can click to create a folder. That's going to create you a just blank folder. You can click here in settings and name it whatever you'd like. You can choose the color and color code it. And then as you are playing around with your images, you can very easily click these three dots and add it to a specific folder. So the heart will send it to favorites. The three dots are going to send it anywhere else you want it to go to. Let's say I want to change this. I want to move it to, I know this isn't a kitchen, but let's pretend it is a kitchen. I click into kitchens. It's going to go ahead and add that image for me in my kitchens folder. So that way, when I'm editing in the future, I can go ahead and pull from my kitchens folder specifically. The other thing you can do is you can upload your own images. So let's say you have done a really great photo shoot with a local photographer recently, or maybe you've taken your own great photos that you want to add in there. Maybe they're team shots, maybe they're shots of a recent listing, or even local areas around you. You can go ahead and you can click into upload images. And what that's going to let you do is that's going to let you upload any image that you have saved to the device that you're working on. So image specifically, not video. It's going to allow you to select any image. Go ahead, select it, click upload, and it's going to immediately file into a folder that you'll find under your folders called My Uploads. And then you can scroll through your uploads and find any uploaded images that you have in there. I actually just recently cleaned my nose, so I don't have a ton of uploads in here, but if you did, they would be in there. So tons of options to choose from when it comes to the photos. Your next option when you are in the editor is to take a look at the shapes. So recently we introduced this shape library. So this was the reason why we were able to create these magic templates for you guys is with these brand new shapes. So up here, you're going to see different shapes that you can choose from. So we've got square, rectangle, triangle, circle, ellipse, arrow, line, arc, star, gradient, a ton of different options to choose from. And for those of you who have been around for a while, you guys know that for the longest time, we just had the overlays, and the overlays, you couldn't just use them simply as a shape. So if you wanted to add something like a star or an arc or even a line, there was no way for you to do that without it sticking to the back of text. So now all of these shapes are independent variables. So as you are kind of playing around with your posts, you can very easily, let's say you want to add a star to this for an example, you can go ahead, you can click into the shape that you want, find the exact one. Fantastic. Now we've got this nice shape. We can place that anywhere we want on our design. We can control the transparency of it up here. We can control the color of it up here. We can also go ahead, we can rotate it too. We can make it larger, smaller, all that good stuff. You can really go ahead and get creative with the different shapes in here. And then just like on Canva, we've also introduced layers, of course. So if you want to maybe pull your shape behind a certain element. So I actually want the shape to go behind my headshot. So perfect. Now I've got my headshot in a layer above the shape. The layers, now you have robust control of the layers. So I can go ahead now and I can pull that triangle. So now I made it too big to get. Let's just make this a little bit smaller and get to that triangle. So I can go ahead and I can pull that triangle with that. Perfect. Go like that. And let's make sure that our layers, our headshot is on top of it. Perfect. Move this here, click into the headshot. And now we're kind of on top of that, not triangle, oh my gosh, star. So obviously I know this isn't a great example of a great design, but you get the gist. You can control your layers by clicking into the layers and kind of moving things around and really getting creative with it. You can control the transparency of that as well. So let's say we want to make this a little bit less dark. We can go ahead, control that transparency, all that good stuff. The next is your text. So of course, if you have generated an AI post, your AI title is this right here, and your AI subtitle is your subtitle right here. When you click into that, you can go ahead, you can change the font right here. You can change the size, the colors, the alignment, all that good stuff. Totally customizable by just clicking into the text. You can do that at any point in the editing process. Or if you want to add additional text, so let's say you want to add whatever, any other additional text, maybe you want to add like a really large call to action or something else, you can go ahead, click into add text. It's going to give you this text right here, and then you can go ahead and customize it, change the size, change the font, all that good stuff. And then we've got the branding. So as you guys know, we just recently revamped the old contact cards. So they are no longer that little pill. So before we had kind of this type of contact card where it always showed up as a little pill in the bottom left-hand corner. Everything was kind of contained. It wasn't, you couldn't customize the font or the sizes. You could only have either a headshot or a logo in this little circle. It always kind of stuck together. So recently we've revamped the contact info. So now each individual piece of contact info is its own variable that you can toggle on or off. You can move it around as well. So let's say you want your name to show up somewhere else. You just simply pick it up and move it, which I don't know if I'm clicking correctly. We just simply pick it up and move it. Maybe I can't do that while my screen is, you get the gist. Let's see if I can, oh, it's not letting me on my keyboard, but you get the gist. You can pick it up, you can move it, you can put it somewhere else. You can toggle it on or off. So let's say for this one, you're like, you know what, I actually don't want my phone number in here. I want this toggled off, toggle it back on. Perfect. Your headshots as well. So when you set up your headshots and your logo with Natalie and Nick, you guys would have set up your headshot, remove the background. Now you can actually have multiple headshots in here. So that way you can kind of click through your different headshots. Maybe you have one that's facing this way, and then you have another headshot that's facing the opposite direction. You can have them all just uploaded right in here and then simply click through them. I'll show you an example with the logos here since I do have two logos in here. Right now I've got this logo toggled on, but let's say I want to change it. I just simply click into the other logo and now it's swapped my logo out just right here. So you can really get creative with your contact info. With these new templates, so we mentioned this during the Editor 3.0 training, but with these new templates, you're going to see some contact info on the first slide. You're going to see some on the first and the last. You're going to see some on each individual slide. It really depends on each template. We tried to really kind of introduce a ton of variety in the contact. So I deleted that last slide, so you can't see it right now, but we tried to just introduce a ton of different variety to the different templates so that it's not always the same thing over and over and over again. You're going to see a difference. So, you know, this one just has it on the first one. This one, let's see, this one has it on all of them. It's going to be a ton of different variety. If you want it on all of them, you just simply go ahead, toggle it on. It's going to go on all of them. And then that way you can have your contact on everything. If you've been on one of my trainings before, you know that I am a big believer in, I don't think you need to slap your contact info on everything. I think you can sprinkle it in here and there. I don't think it needs to be like overkill when somebody lands on your socials, but it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. A couple additional things to remember when you are editing in here, okay? So layers, we went through right here. You can control your layers. You've got your brightness. So let's say you want to change the brightness of your slides. You can go ahead, control your brightness right here. You can very easily access your color palette just right here in color palettes. You can create new ones in here as well. One of the most, if not the most helpful tip for the editor is this right here, this paperclip, okay? You see this little, not an emoji, this little icon right here. This paperclip is kind of like your master link connector, okay? So when this is off, the changes that you make to your first slide are only going to apply to that first slide. And if you go to the fourth slide and you make changes to the fourth slide, it's only going to apply to the fourth slide. So it's great for you're making changes to individual slides. Now, if you want to make changes that are going to apply to all of your slides, so you want to set the background and you want it to apply for everything. You want to move your headshot over a little bit and you want it to apply to everything. You're going to go ahead and you're going to unclick this paperclip, okay? So that way it's on, okay? It's linked. This basically is like a master link. So that way, when you make changes to that first slide, so let's say we're moving things over, it moves on all of them. So you're not going in one by one and making changes. You now can take that first slide and kind of use it as your control slide. So this is probably the most important thing for you to remember is this right here. If you have it open, so paperclip is on, everything is linked, you are using your first slide as your master. When this is off, nothing is linked. They're acting as individual slides to make it easier for you to edit individual ones. But if you just want to make an edit to the entire carousel post, all the slides as a whole, make sure you have this like this, okay? So all good things to remember. If you love a template, let's say you've really played around with this. Let's say you've moved shapes around, I don't know, made this smaller or larger or whatever. You've like really kind of customized it. You can actually go ahead and click into Save Template and save as a new template. And what that does is that's going to add that saved template into your saved templates. So not only do you have the magic templates that you can play around with, the AI ones, but you can also create your own. And then once you have a big enough library, you can actually tell the AI, okay, only choose from my saved templates. I don't even want you to choose from the magic templates. I want you to choose from the ones that I've already played around with and that I've already approved. So this is great for if you actually have a variety in here, or let's say you like to use the same template. Let's say something like this. You actually like this posted every single time, but you just want a different background image. you can go ahead, maybe you only have this one saved template in there. You can tell the AI only use my one saved template. So it just gives you a little bit more control. Only save your template if you actually love your template and you want to easily access it in the future. When you're happy with your post, you just go ahead, you click save and exit, which we're not going to do here. We're just going to exit without saving, but your changes will then save to your carousel post, and then you can go ahead and schedule it if you'd like. Now, additional changes you can make. Let's say you have this carousel post and you're like, you know what? I like this magic template, but I'm thinking maybe we should go with a reel for this instead. So instead of this carousel post, you actually want to swap it with a reel. You can click, instead of clicking into images up here, you're going to click into reels. And what that's going to do is that's going to give you a bunch of different reel templates to choose from. So you can scroll down here. Let's say you really like the way this looks, this header with the read caption. You can see it's no longer a carousel. There's no longer slides. It's a video now, short video. You can go ahead. You can make any changes to the colors if you want. Let's say you want to add some colors to that. Perfect. You can change the actual reel in the background. So these templates, again, think of them as it's showing you the template of the wording and the design of it. But you can click into reel and you can see a bunch of different reel options. So these are all aesthetic B-roll style videos that you can choose from. So let's say I'm talking about construction. I want to do this one. Perfect. And now that's swapped into the background. Okay. Then you can go ahead and choose your sounds. So there's some sounds that you can choose from in here: pop, country, rock. I think we've got jazz in here, something else, dance, trendy, rock. What else we got in here? I think that's it. So as you scroll through, you can go ahead, you can click into this. I'm not going to hit play right now because it'll be really loud for you guys. You can hit play just to see what it would sound like. Go ahead, click save and exit. And now you've got a reel that you can post. So you're happy with your edits. You're all good to go. A couple additional things that you can do now. So things that you can do here on the right-hand corner, you guys can ignore this syndicate post thing. This is specifically for team plans. We're just going to pretend that that's not there. That's only on my account because mine is a test account, so I have everything. You guys have the ability to tag and collaborate. So on Instagram specifically, if you are tagging and collaborating, you can still do that through here. Make sure that the person you are tagging or collaborating with, that you're typing their handle in correctly. So it is, if it's a 0 instead of an O, or if it's a dash instead of an underscore, just make sure you know exactly what you're typing in. You can go ahead and click to add it. And then if it's a collaborator, obviously the person needs to be a public account, not a private account, so that you can collaborate with them. So just make sure you're doing that. The next thing you can do is you can convert to video. So let's say you like this carousel style post, but you're like, oh, it'd be really cool if it was more of kind of a video, like a slideshow. You can go ahead and click convert to video. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to choose your slide pause time, your transition type, the video sound, and then you can convert it to a video. And that's going to turn it into a video, which I'm going to see if Richard Silver has an example here on his that's easily accessible. He might not, but I will see. Oh, here we go. Here's one. So as you can see, it turns that kind of carousel style post into a video. So it's kind of going through each individual slide, transitioning over. He's got some sound on here too. I'm not going to turn it on just so it's not too loud for you guys. But that's what a slideshow style video looks like. And you can convert any type of post any type of carousel post into a video. So let's say you're in the States and you've done a market report or you've done a listing post. You can go ahead and click convert to video and you can turn it into a slideshow like that. The other thing you can do is you can generate an AI image. So what this is going to do is, let's say you're like, you know what, I'm in a pinch right now. I don't want to go into the editor. I do have an idea for what I think would make a great image in the background of this generated post. You can go ahead and click into generate AI image. And what that's going to do is that's going to take your generated caption and it's going to give you a description of what it thinks could make a good image in the back. So it's saying, I can generate you this post: a vibrant cityscape of Austin showcases sleek high rises and tech companies' logos under a clear blue sky, while young professionals dressed in modern attire confidently walk with laptops and smartphones, exchanging ideas in a bustling outdoor communal workspace. Cool. If you're happy with that, you go ahead, you click generate image. It's going to generate an AI image to plug into that background. It's going to keep your same template, all that good stuff. It's just going to give you a new image, or you can go ahead and type in your own. It can be, uh, town lake in Austin on a sunny day, people outside picnicking. Great. It doesn't even have to be anything intense. You can just literally write out one sentence like this, click generate image. It's going to generate the perfect image for you. The other thing you can do is you can generate a video script. So let's say that you are comfortable taking video. So we had mentioned TikTok earlier today. There are some people who are just comfortable. They're already taking their own videos. Okay. So let's say you really liked the caption that was generated. You liked the topic that we're talking about, young professionals coming to Austin, but you're like, I could take a video about this. You can actually go ahead and generate a video script. It's going to take your post caption for you. It's going to give you a video script that you can follow. And you're not going to be able to record on this platform, but if you're already recording, you're already comfortable with it, you just simply set up your phone, you're going to click record, you're going to record yourself following this. And then you can easily swap out the AI generated post for your own video. So if you want to swap out the AI generated post, that's the other thing you can do. Is let's say you're like, you know what? I'm not feeling the carousels. I'm not feeling the reels. I actually have the perfect photo for here. I have a photo of me at a networking event in Austin last week. I'd rather just swap it in for that. It doesn't have to be a carousel. It's just a personal photo that I took. Or it's this video that I've taken following this script, or maybe it's another video of you at a local coffee shop, networking with professionals. You can go ahead, click these three dots. You're going to go ahead and click into upload media, and that's going to allow you to upload any piece of media that you have saved to your device. So whether it be a video or an image, this isn't a great example, but here's one that I have saved right now. So I can go ahead, I can upload that. And what that's going to do is that's going to completely scrap that AI generated post. Okay. And it's going to allow me to put in whatever image or video that I want. I can continue going too. So let's say I want to create a photo album or carousel style post. I can go ahead, continue adding more to that. Maybe I want to convert it to a video convert it to a video slideshow. You can do that. Makes it super, super customizable. So this way, maybe there are aspects that you really love. You want to use that AI generated caption, but you have your own photo you have in mind. You can totally do that and kind of mix and match and plug in some of your own personal stuff along with the informational style carousels. The final thing is just web sources. Let's say you have generated an informational style post. You want to see the web sources. You can go ahead and click into web sources. You can also post now. So if you don't want to schedule and approve and you just want to bypass all of that, you're happy with this, you want to go ahead and post the post right away, you go ahead, click post now. It's going to publish your socials immediately. Now, a couple additional things that you guys can do is when your posts are in an unscheduled status like this, they are not locked in. They are fully editable. You can do whatever you want to them. You can drag and drop them into different dates, for an example. You can completely delete them. Let's say you're like, you know what? Nah, I just want to start over. Forget that. Let's delete that altogether. You can click the delete button in the top right. Let's say you've worked really hard on a post. So we've worked really, really hard on this Facebook post and you're like, oh, this is awesome. You know what? It would be really cool. I actually want to post this to more than just Facebook. You can totally do that. You just click up here into the platform. You can click, I want this on Instagram and on LinkedIn as well. Fantastic. Now you go ahead, click schedule and approve, and that's going to take that one Facebook post and it's going to turn it into multiple posts. So now I've got a Facebook, a LinkedIn, and I believe this is the original, the Instagram. Perfect. So now I've got an Instagram post, the identical Facebook post, the identical LinkedIn post. So I can have it go out on multiple platforms. The other thing you can do is if you are already, I'm just going to unschedule these so they don't actually go out. The other thing you can do is if you are already comfortable creating your own social posts. So let's say, or maybe you just want to challenge yourself to once or twice a week, you create your own post from scratch. You can actually click into the day that you want to create your post for, go more options, upload your own content. And then it's going to give you a completely blank post. So it's going to default to Instagram. Again, don't worry, you can choose your platform up here or multiple platforms. You can go ahead, you can edit right in the editor. So you can use those shapes and those photos to get really creative if you want to just use the editor. You can upload your own media. So if you have your own photo or your own video you want to upload, you can go ahead and upload it. You can write your own caption. So if you have the perfect caption, you can go ahead and just write your perfect caption. Or if you're like, I need a little bit of help with this, you can say, last week was a blast at the Austin Real Estate Conference. Learned a ton and can't wait to help my clients in 2026. So again, I even have a spelling mistake in here, but I go save changes and I'm like, you know what? I don't even know. I don't know what to write in this caption. You can go ahead, you can click into enhance your caption. It's going to take what you wrote and it's going to zhuzh it up for you, make it a little bit longer, make it a little bit more informational. So last week was amazing at the Austin Real Estate Conference. I learned so much. I'm all set to bring you knowledge and help you in 2024, which I got to edit. It doesn't know what year it is right now. So we're going to go 2026. Perfect. Why this matters for you, latest market trends, better strategies, local insights. Awesome. Okay, so let's go save changes. I can make changes from there. Or let's say I want to make this different. So I say, make this one sentence or less. It is 2026. Regenerate. Now it's going ahead. I just learned so much at the Austin Real Estate Conference and can't wait to use it to help you find your perfect home in 2026. And then I upload a photo of me at the Austin Real Estate Conference and we're all set to go. So you can do that. Let's say you don't even have a photo that you want to upload and you don't want to head into the editor. Again, we've got that generate AI image button. We can go ahead and describe any image we want it to create and just have it create us an AI generated image. And you can totally do that too. So there are tons and tons of different options that you can use, whether you want to go fully AI generated, whether you want to sprinkle a little bit of your own stuff, whether you want to do your own stuff all together, tons of different options. Now, the final thing before I go into the questions in the chat is we had mentioned telling the AI to choose from your favorite folder, okay? So if you want to tell the AI something specific before you head into generate, when you are generating, so when you click generate, and you've chosen your days. So you've gone ahead, you've chosen your days, you've chosen your post type, your platforms, all that good stuff. You're going to see advanced settings down here. Okay. Click to open that up. That's going to give you a bunch of different settings that you can choose from. Okay. So my biggest suggestion, keep saved templates toggled off. I don't know why. Oh my gosh. What is going on? Okay. Sometimes my Chrome likes to do this to me where it glitches and this is not great timing, so I'm just going to describe it to you. You are going to have save templates toggled off, okay? That way our magic templates, the nice AI templates, they're going to randomly select a template to plug into your posts, okay? Save templates, if you have that toggled on, that is because you are aware that it is only going to choose the templates that you wanted to choose from, okay? The ones that you specifically have worked on and saved. So if you only have one saved in your saved templates, it's only going to choose from that one, okay? If you have 5 of them, it's only going to choose from those 5. So you want to make sure that if you are looking for variety, you have a variety of saved templates in there. If you only have a couple, don't toggle that on. Leave it toggled off until you've built up your saved templates, okay? And then because my Chrome is acting funky, underneath your saved templates, if you guys have it on, you'll see, or if you play this back, you're going to be able to find it in your advanced settings. When you click underneath that, it's going to say background source, okay? And within background source, you are going to get to tell the AI, I want you to choose from this specific folder, okay? So if you have a specific folder, your kitchen folder, your nature folder, your whatever folder, go ahead and select that. Or if you're going to stick with your favorites, which I suggest doing, I think it's so easy. You can spend literally just half an hour one day of liking all the posts that you want or all the images that you want. And then simply just tell it favorites. You can click favorites and then it'll save those advanced settings for you for every time you generate. So when you go in to generate, it's only ever going to choose from your favorite images. So that makes it so much easier for you. The amount of times you're going to have to click into the editor are very, very minimal because you've already pre-approved all of the images. You've already set your colors. You've already done all that good stuff. So you're just giving it a quick look over. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop sharing and then I'm going to go into this chat super quick just to see what I've missed. So let me just open this up super quick. Just get through the note takers. Okay. I am new and have played with it. When I tried to do some X posts, X will only allow 4 pics. When I remove some, then other social media sites have blank spots. Cindy, for that one, make sure that if you have a post that is selected as all, so if it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and then you go to delete your additional posts, it's actually going to delete it from all of them. So make sure that you go ahead and click into next first to make that X post, that Twitter post, its own individual thing. Okay. And then you can delete. The other thing you can do is duplicate. So if you're in an Instagram post, duplicate it first, swap it to an X post, and then delete the additional images, captions, whatever. For that specifically, if you want a video, actually, you know what? I'm going to put the support at RealEstateContent.ai email in here because I think that you would really benefit from a video. I know the way that I'm describing it sounds confusing. So just shoot us off an email. I'll take a quick video for you, just showing you exactly what I mean. It's going to make your life a million times easier. But just please know that we do have it on our radar to have it so that when you do duplicate posts or when you do select X as a option, that it immediately cuts it down because it is a pain in the butt having to tweak your own X posts. I promise that's high on our radar. Terry says, loving the new music choices for video. I'm so glad, Terry. We actually have a bunch of new ones coming in the new year as well. So we're going to continue adding on to them. Does the edited copy only change for the platform you are in or for all of them? So only the platform that you are in. So if you are working on your Instagram post, it's going to edit that Instagram post for you. Now, if you want to take that post though, that Instagram post, and you're like, ooh, okay, this is awesome. Like I did some good work on this. I actually wanted to go out on multiple platforms. Just go ahead, click the Instagram on the top left and select the additional platforms. That way you can repurpose that post to go out to multiple places. And then you're not editing each individual one of them. Cool. Is your name Jareen? Am I saying that right? Jareen? Okay, awesome. Jareen. I'll remember that for next time. Can you customize to your particular company colors like Sotheby's? Yes, Tony. So in your onboarding call, what you're going to do is you're going to set up your brand colors. Okay. So you're going to be able to choose your Sotheby's colors in there. We also within the color palettes actually have the Sotheby's color palette in there. So if you don't know the hex codes offhand, or if you don't have access to those, if you just scroll down, you're actually going to find the Sotheby's color palette in there and you can click into that and select that as your brand colors. The example that I was showing you guys today of one of our users, Richard Silver, he's actually with Sotheby's. So you could see on his Instagram how he has all the Sotheby's colors. They're right in there. You can go ahead and choose from them within the color palette. My headshots do not show up on my post. So Jacqueline, make sure that you have your headshot uploaded. I'm going to try to share my screen. Just my Chrome likes to do this thing where it glitches out. Okay. So when you're in persona and brand, I feel like I'm not going to be able to show you guys this. Okay. I'm going to explain it to you and hopefully it'll make sense. When you are in persona and brand on the left side, okay, and you have set up your headshot and your logo, things to keep in mind are make sure that your headshot is selected and that you have headshot toggled on, okay? You need to have it toggled on for it to show up on your generated posts. It's got to be toggled on. And then it's not going to retroactively apply to anything you've generated in the past. So if you went ahead and generated first and then you added your headshot down the road, if you have content in your calendar that you generated a couple of weeks ago or a couple of days ago before you toggled your headshot on, you actually, it doesn't retroactively go back and make changes. So it'll apply to all future generations. Okay, someone iPhone says, can I remove the background from the picture I upload? When you upload your headshot, in the bottom options, you're going to have a button that says remove background. Click remove background. It's going to remove it for you. Do the remove background, give it a minute or two just to really clean it up nicely. And then you can go ahead and click save. That's going to clean up your headshot for you. Terry, to change the images for each individual slide, you're going to click into the slide at the bottom and then go into the image you want and set it as the background. How do you turn off save templates? It says I cannot toggle colors on while it is. How do I turn off save templates? It says like, yes. So Jacqueline, if you have your save templates toggled on, it's going to take the colors that you set in your save templates. So for that reason, you can't toggle on your colors and also have save templates. Otherwise, it's going to contradict what you've saved in your save templates. In that case, I would actually turn your save templates off. Let it use the magic templates and then add your colors on top of it, okay? But if you want it to use your save templates, make sure you've got a variety in there and your save templates will already have your colors saved in them because they're templates that you've saved, if that makes sense. The headshot does not show up on Reels. Share. So we're actually working on that right now. With the new platform, the headshots just looked a little messy on Reels. So we are actually redesigning the headshots altogether. You should see that change in the new year. You can add it manually in there. It just doesn't look great. So for now, we've kind of held off on the headshots on Reels. We want to make sure when we do add it, it's the correct size. It's not like oversized. The contact info takes up a lot of space on Reels as well. And the whole point of a Reel is you're trying to hook your reader quickly, right? So we don't want like a hook, a read caption, an email, a phone number. It's just too much on that tiny bit of space. So we're trying to kind of refigure out how we want that to look. So for now, you're not going to see it look great. In the new year, you'll see it look a lot better once we've kind of fleshed out how we want that to look. Where do I add my license number so it automatically comes up on all posts? Okay, so Cindy, so I see you're in Las Vegas. So, okay, if you have a license number that you need to add, you can add it to any of those contact variables. So I would recommend putting it in your team or brokerage variable. You can put it along with your team, or you can just replace your team and put it in there. The other thing you can do is, my understanding is that you don't actually need to have, depending on where you are, your license number on the actual design itself. It just needs to be on the post itself. So what I would actually recommend is when you set up your footer in your persona and brand. So your footer is, which hopefully this will let me share screen. No, it won't even let me share my Instagram. When you set up your footer, it will allow you to add a little piece of text that's added to the bottom of every generated caption. That is a great place to put your license number or your DRE number. That's just going to make it so that every AI generated caption also has a little piece of text at the bottom. It looks like it's a part of the caption. It shows up on every generated post. That way, you know you're covered. You've got your license number and everything, but it's not muddying up the design of what you're putting out. Hey, how are the images formatted per platform? So Jean-Luc, right now it's taking the Instagram sizing and doing that as the universal. Instagram, because they're so finicky with their sizing, we defaulted to that for now, which actually fits all the other platforms. So that's great. The only other thing that we are currently working on that's going to make it a million times better is the ability to design in landscape. So we are going to allow you guys to be able to do that in the new year, swap from portrait to landscape. All the platforms allow for portrait. Instagram optimizes for portrait. Landscape looks really bad on Instagram. So we chose to go with portrait as kind of the universal size. But in the new year, we are going to allow you to swap to landscape if you want to. So that way you can edit in landscape in the editor and all that good stuff. You'll just have to keep in mind that, of course, Instagram does in the feed when you're looking at it, it crops it to a portrait. So whatever you work on, it might just be cut off on your actual feed when you're looking at it. Perfect, thanks. How can I cancel a reel and change to a carousel or static before scheduling? Share, if you go in to edit your post, click into templates and then images, and it'll give you all of the carousel templates instead of the real templates. A few weeks ago, you mentioned adding holiday templates. Is that available? If so, how can you find them? Doreen, so what we did was we added a bunch of holiday and winter images. So if you go into the image pack, if you search up holiday or winter, I think we added like 500-ish of them. So you can go in there and kind of put your little sparkly, wintry, fun ones as the background. And then if you want to add shapes and stuff like that, that could work too. But I feel like just having like a little festive background will do the trick. So Instagram image will become landscape automatically. No, so Instagram image will not become a landscape automatically. What happens with Instagram is that Instagram is very particular about the type of sizing it wants being put out. So Instagram wants you doing the portrait size post. So if you look at an Instagram feed, it always shows you it in portrait. So it'll allow you to upload a landscape image. So let's say you take a really nice landscape image of like a really large backyard. It'll allow you to upload it from your phone. But when you are looking at your feed, it's actually going to cut off the side of it at a glance. So you actually have to physically click into it to open up the landscape image. Fine for images. For the most part, the problem is when you start to design. So when you're starting to put words on things or shapes on things, it's going to look awesome when you're designing it. But the second it gets pulled into Instagram, Instagram cuts the side of it at a glance. So what you want is you want your feed, when somebody lands on your feed, you want everything to be super visible on your feed. So something like, let me just open ours up super quick. If you guys go to, and of course my Chrome won't let me open right now, but here's our Instagram right here. So if you look up RealEstateContent.ai on Instagram and do it on your phone, okay? Remember that everybody who is on Instagram is using their phones. They're not on their computer when they're looking at Instagram. When you look at Instagram, it's always going to give you a portrait style preview. So even if you upload a landscape image in here, Instagram is going to automatically cut the sides of it, okay? So when you click into it, it's going to look okay, but anyone looking you up and looking at your feed at a glance is going to see this. So when you design, you want to optimize for this because that's what people are going to see. They're going to see your feed immediately, which is the reason why we swapped to portrait, because we were like, shoot, if we do landscape, you guys are going to post these nice carousel posts, and then the sides are going to be cut off when somebody's looking at your profile, and it's not going to look very professional. So that's why we've chosen portrait for now. That being said, we do plan on allowing you to design landscape in the new year so that you can choose to design in the editor and landscape. You just need to keep in mind that for Instagram specifically, then when you log on, and I think I can actually find one from right before they made this change, you might be able to see it. But if you scroll down further on our Instagram, you'll see that any of the posts we created before they made this new portrait sizing update, they're all cut off on our feed. So if you scroll down here, it looks like we're incredibly unprofessional just from earlier this year, just because they made that change earlier this year. And they were like, well, anyone, if you've posted, now it's going to look cut off like this. You're going to have to click into it to actually see the full square or landscape style post. So for that reason, we chose the portrait. You're going to be able to do landscape because landscape still looks great in Facebook. Landscape still looks great in LinkedIn. Just Instagram is where the issue is. So portrait looks great on all the platforms. We've defaulted to portrait for now. We're going to allow you guys to edit in landscape in the new year, but we're going to have a big disclaimer just being like, hey, before you proceed, just know that you need to optimize for portrait when you're looking at your feed at a glance.
Yes, but when I use the calendar and I'm going to prepare posts for the next 7 weeks, will the system know if I want to post to Instagram, then it's vertical. If I want to post to the blog, it's horizontal?
No, so we've optimized that every platform posts in portrait.
Okay. does the system know, since I'm posting to this, the image should be this or not?
No, because portrait is allowed on every platform. So it's not like, what's the best way to explain this? It's not like every platform, like Facebook only allows for landscape, for an example, or Twitter only allows for square. They all allow for different sizing if you want it, but they don't have like a particular, like on Facebook, for an example, you can upload landscape or you can upload portrait, you can upload whatever you want. They don't have a, we prefer this. Instagram is the only one that prefers portrait, but they all allow for portrait. Okay. So for that reason, we're like, okay, we're going to we're going to optimize for portrait because portrait is allowed on every platform and it makes your life easier instead of having to have like different sized posts going out. Portrait is allowed on everything. So we've defaulted to portrait.
Okay. We're in luxury, so so now if I have to do it manually, it's not simple. Uh, I was expecting the system to know Instagram that's this size and something else is another size, and
Are you
not put.
referring to listing posts specifically or our posts?
Well, yes, for example, listing posts, at least in our MLS, the pictures are like that.
Yeah.
So, how does
Okay.
it work?
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, that definitely makes more sense because I was like with our post, like it's totally fine. It doesn't matter the size. It's going to post totally fine. With listing posts specifically, so if you have a wider, because yes, photographers take the wider angle shots. So in that case, with the listing feature, it's optimizing for portrait right now. In the new year, we're going to look into swapping that to you can choose landscape or portrait. In that case, you're just going to have to know that with Instagram specifically, it is going to continue cutting off the sides. But listings 1000% are on our radar to like completely revamp in the new year because right now it is optimizing for portrait. Totally understand it's not ideal when it's like cutting off the sides of like actual listing posts. So that is definitely on our radar. For the normal AI generated posts, it doesn't matter the size that goes out. Portrait is allowed for everything. So it doesn't need to be like a specific size, but I can see where you're coming from with the listings. That's definitely something that's on our radar to fix in the new year.
Okay, and what would you do to make the horizontal vertical? Do you have an idea?
So for that, you could, okay, so you've got two options for that. Either one, like do the listing post the way that you have been doing them and just know that they're going to be portrait style. And there's a limitation to that. Or if you're like, okay, I want to put out this listing post and I have the images myself, what you can do is you can click the more options button when you're creating a manual post and just upload your images in there. That's actually going to allow you to upload them on landscape and it'll allow you to schedule them on landscape. And you can choose Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can choose all the platforms that it goes out in one go. And what I would do is I would just copy your listing description from whatever you're using, your MLS or whatever website, like if it's on your website, I would just put that right into the caption and click regenerate caption, turn this into a social media post. And what that's going to do is that's going to regenerate that entire big long listing. It's going to give you a nice social media post and it's going to allow you to put the exact images you want in there in the exact orientation you want in there. And then you can send it across multiple platforms.
So we just have to remember that we need two different formats in a way manually. The pictures are manual at this point, at least.
For listings.
Yes, from listings, yes.
Yeah. And with Instagram too. So if you do it that way, Instagram will publish it for you, landscape. Just keep in mind that Instagram is going to cut it for you.
It doesn't look good. Yes,
Yeah,
because people don't always know how that they have to click to see the bigger picture.
I know. It's such a stupid update on Instagram's part, like so stupid, but they force everybody into that sizing for whatever reason. But you can still post it. It just on your feed, it's gonna just keep in mind that it will always do that stupid cutting thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. If you want to, shoot us off an email too. And I know I just like word vomited a lot, and with my Chrome giving me a hard time today, shoot us off an email and I can actually take a video to show you exactly what I mean of how to do that. And then that way it'll make it a little bit easier.
Okay.
Cool. Or even if you have the images too, like shoot the images my way too. And we can always upload it for you and kind of show you how to do it.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks so much. And Sharon says, Google My Business is landscape. Yeah, Google My Business will be coming in the new year. Google My Business is very, very high on our list. I'm really excited for Google My Business. So you should see that added to the platforms in the new year, 100%. Amazing. Okay, I think we've got all the questions. If I did miss anything, feel free to type it in or unmute yourselves. You can always reach out to us too. I'm going to put the email just right in here, RealEstateContent.ai. If any of you guys have ever reached out to us, you know that Tiara and Nick are just like the coolest, most amazing people. They're so helpful. They're so willing to jump on anytime you guys have questions or need a video or a little tutorial or anything like that. I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time to spend with me. I know it's a Friday. I know it's like right before the holidays. People are so busy. You've got a lot going on. I totally understand. So I really appreciate you taking the time and staying till the end. I'll be here again next Friday. And in the meantime, if you have any questions at all, feel free to shoot us off an email. We'll make sure to answer you. I'll make sure to include it in next week's training if it's something that's applicable to everybody. Yeah, I think that's it. And then I'll get that recording to you guys within the next couple of hours.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Guys, really appreciate it. Thanks for coming today. Thank you guys. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, guys.